Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga 2, where I'm gonna actually take my own advice and buy a whole bunch of disc stones. Yeah, this is probably gonna be enough to last me for most of the rest of this. Also, 8's fine, I want more dismutes. Where we're going, we're gonna need dismutes. A lot of dismutes. I think I have enough revival items, that should be fine. So last time, we destroyed the Gate Core, a mechanical abomination of, multiple guns that were sent to kill us, but now apparently, yeah, the Karma Society's gone on high alert and they're sending their best squads after us. Actually, I just realized Cielo should probably master Firelord. And there will be another save point before the actual boss fight. Heal at the terminal. Okay, so this is where the Gate Core was, so let's head through. Somewhere in this corridor will be another save point. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna spin in circles until I max out Cielo's mantra, because I'm gonna want fire skills here. I was about to say now would be a good time for an attract pipe, but I didn't actually buy any of those. Oh, that is actually new though. I was hoping this thing would show up before the end of the dungeon. We have Shiki Orgy. Shiki Orgy, Repel, Expel, and Death, but being made of paper, it is weak to fire. Shiki Orgy is an exceptionally powerful type of Shikigami that can only be summoned by a servant of the most elite of those practiced in the mythical arts of Onmyordor. Vitala can also apparently show up as a random encounter here, but I don't see it very often. Oh boy, it's time to become the guy who eats paper! Yeah, I feel like I really should be getting better Devour skills on the rest of the party other than Roland, but the issue is, it's just like, I don't know, I've always felt like there's just less time in this game to master, like, incidental mantra. I probably should have just used the lower rank Firebomb so I would get a better chance of getting Devour on Cielo, but oh well. Because, yeah, like, this game moves at a pretty breakneck pace when it comes to the plot, and I prefer to focus just on the main mantra that I deem necessary. There will be time to master more incidental mantras later. Oh, wow, that's nice. And Cielo continues to get strong. Is it just me, or is Gale more balanced on strength and magic in DDS2 than he was in 1? I feel like in 1 he leaned a little bit more towards magic. Oh, there we go, there's Vitala. Yeah, I typically, like, maybe you only really see it if you farm for encounters here, because it probably only appears in the last stretch of this dungeon, where, let's just say there's not much left of this dungeon to go. Vitala, Null, Earth, Expel, Death, Ailments, Weak to Force. I guess you basically have the same resistances you had as a boss. Power Wave, Pterodine, and Heavy Rock. Heavy Rock is just the higher tier version of, the Earth random, all enemy random hitting skill. Yeah, they actually have higher tier versions of those skills in DDS2. Still have 2 press turns too. I'm not even sure if you even had 2 press turns as a boss. Goes down to 2 boosted, wow, that is not a lot of AP. 2 boosted, Zandines, though. And there we go, Cielo has now become the villain of Avatar The Last Airbender. Miragion and Fire Drain. And now we hit the save point. Although before we do, something that I should also talk about, because somebody in the comments brought this to my attention. I do seem to remember this being a thing, but yeah. The Change Ring. Revert/transform will not expand a turn icon. This is actually even better than it sounds. It's not just the fact that you can turn into human form for free, but it's the fact that you have access to an action that does not consume any turn icons whatsoever. This actually drastically opens up your, I guess, action economy per turn by having this on one character, even if you don't plan to use them in human form. So I probably do want to work that into my strategy. The issue is that, like, I like the current rings I have on these two, so maybe Argilla will take it? Because I don't really see myself using Roland in this next fight. Although actually his strong multi-target physicals could help a lot. Yeah, again, that was purely incidental, I don't really So much for not being, for not, having time for incidental mantra. Esoteric 4 has been revealed. Level up skills. Level gift, there we go. So this increases the odds of random events occurring on level up. I alluded to this skill earlier in the playthrough. It can be kind of nice, and like I said back then, the earlier you get this, the better, because that means you'll get more out of it over the course of a run. So rushing to this is maybe kind of useful, but overall I don't really find it that great. I'm gonna put you back on Holy Leader. Nobody else masked anything, and I only have 4 party members because, yeah, we're down surf. So okay, through this door will be the boss room. Let's set ourselves up. But I don't need fire repel. And I don't need mutual karma, so yeah, you take fire boost over that. I might need void mute though. You will want some way to deal with mute in this fight, and void mute is probably the best way. Chances are you don't have null mute at this point. Okay. So you do have void mute as well, okay. I obviously don't want to use electric skills in this fight, but you're the only one I have who has Makakaja. Like I said, I would mainly use Roland for his physical attacks. I'll put on Argy just for extra press turns, and you do not have void mute. I spent a lot of time and effort getting Miragi on, so I may as well use it. I take back what I was saying earlier, single target Earth is way better than multi-target. Also, I am buying Panaceas. Okay, Roland mastered Violent God on the way back to the save point. Skull Cleave, Death Blow, Retaliate. Skull Cleave, damage relative to HP, physical, 1 enemy, high accuracy. Death Blow, moderate damage, physical, curse to all. Is that better than Vile Blade? I guess we'll find out. And Retaliate is a very interesting passive. Counterattack with Hunt. There's also a later passive that lets you counterattack with Fatal Hunt. Roland is so close to leveling up, I may as well do it. When you activate this terminal, you will be taken straight into the boss fight. And there we go. And of course, everything but strength and agility. But more vitality is good. Okay, let's go. Oh, now they have the red outfits.
What's taking so long?
The Lokapala are smarter than we thought. I'm sorry. We are unable to fight effectively in that narrow corridor.
Guardians of the gods. Clever. Very well. Prepare to release Meganada.
You'd seriously consider that?
It's perfect. They'll die exactly like in the myth.
But ma'am, won't that put the Cyber Shaman in danger too? If she's killed, then our liberation won't...
Have faith in me. I'll bring you your liberation.
Ma'am!
It is futile. As long as she desires this, we can do nothing. Either way, it won't be long.
Cyber Shaman is to be angels alone. You're free to devour the others.
I love how you can see just so many Nagas in the background there. It's like he's got this entire army he's beck and call. Now we get this awesome music at least. So we're fighting 3 regular Nagas. They have a few new tricks though. They have more health than usual, and they can use Void Fire to cover their fire weakness, but not their earth weakness. The reason why I only have single target earth will become apparent soon. Now here's the thing. Buffs are going to carry over to the next phase of this fight, so I'd like to start setting up a few buffs right now, starting with Angelic Grace. Get that going. And then I can Mirage on for some damage. I am not going to taunt because there are some very scary physical attacks in this phase. Yeah, there's the Void Fire going up. Just normal attack is fine-ish. And this is why I don't have Gale in the party, because he'd have his weakness struck by this a lot. And later on, they're going to upgrade to Zeodyne. But okay, I can Terra, like, one of them. I would really like to get some agility buffs going, though, even though Cielo already has one. But I can go for another Angelic Grace. The main leader of these guys is going to be using some very devastating physical attacks, so I'd like to have as many defense buffs as possible. Like, strictly speaking, the first stack of a buff is multiplies the stat by 1.2 times, the second is 1.3 times, and the fourth is 1.35. So every stack is worth half the previous one. But yeah, just getting the exact numbers out there. I'm just going to go for another Suzukaja, actually. Just really, really, really want these buffs going. You know what? I'm actually going to fully stack Angelic Grace. Just to be absolutely sure. But yeah, okay, Makajama on. Going into the next phase, Muted is probably a bad idea. So I'm going to go ahead and cure that now. Thankfully, they didn't get a chance to use Void Fire this turn, so I can afford to blast them with Cielo. None of them are dead yet, but let's try out Death Blow. Okay, I actually think that Vile Blade hits harder, at least when you're at full health. But I can, they're both the same amount of SP. Sorry, Persona Brain lately. I almost said EP, and that's Trails. No, MP, that's it. Whatever that nebulous concept is that you spend to use skills. And I'm not going to use Secunda. Suppose I can stack up Suzukaja again. Oh, nice crit, Cielo. It's not actually down yet. Now it is. So okay, the main phase of this fight. We're facing off against Raja Naga, or more accurately, Naga Raja. Now, he can also try and mute you with Mute Blow. He is only weak to fire, and in fact nulls Earth. That's why I have single target Earth on Argilla. And the fight ends when he goes down, but he can keep summoning regular Nagas, and if himself and both regular Nagas are alive, they can do a combo called Conviction, which deals devastating physical damage, and instantly kills anybody who's muted. That's not actually the reason why I brought Void Mute to the fight, though. The longer you spend using Dismute to cure people, the more this guy can just summon more Nagas who will then use Void Fire to cover his weakness. This fight can easily become a stalled out slugfest. That's what happened in my first playthrough, and I'm trying to avoid that here. But yeah, always best to focus on the big guy where possible. And getting your buffs done in the first phase is great because it saves us time now. I could go for Argy for some extra action. You know, I'm going to go for another Argy. Just for like the extra actions. You're going to set up Void Mute just to be safe. Yeah, you could also go for Void or Repel Elec. Yeah, they have a lot of press turns when they're all active. So yeah, killing off the Nagas is also good to reduce the enemy's number of press turns. I'm going to try Vile Blade. Lowering my HP this much is going to be a potential problem, though. Yeah, here we go. There's Mute Blow. Thankfully won't mute me, though. Void Fire is back. Yeah, they've got 4 total press turns. 2 for the big guy and 1 each for the regular Naga. I love how he spins his spear as a shield while he's got Void Fire up. But this means Cielo's kind of in a bit of a problem right now, because he can't really do a whole lot with his turns, but... Okay, now let's try Vile Blade with you from full health. I like using AoE, attacks, like physical attacks as much as possible, because they can kill off the Nagas and deal good damage to the Raja Naga at the same time. I think I'm actually going to Secunda him. Because if he misses with his Conviction combo, that costs a lot of press turns. Of course, and you'll see this in the outtakes, so I have a lot of fail channel for this fight, annoyingly. If he crits with Conviction, they'll get 3 blinking press turns, which is very, very dangerous. Okay, good, he missed there, so he didn't get a chance to summon more Nagas, so I can pelt him with his weakness. If after, like, this is my 3rd attempt at this fight, weirdly enough. I don't really see a lot of people talking about this fight being difficult, in most places when it comes to this game, but I actually have a lot of trouble with this fight, and if I make it look easy on my 3rd attempt after it being a total train wreck on my first 2, that's gonna be kinda sad. Because yes, this fight is pretty scary. Yo-yo attack! Okay, yeah, now he's gonna be summoning. There's an Naga reinforcement. Doesn't even cost him a turn either, so his reinforcement can immediately use Void Fire. But this is what Tarazi is for. Yeah, let's... Okay, then. I think, like, the best CLO can do right now is just to hit you. And you're gonna go for... I guess Varblade will be doing a little bit more at this point, I think. That's about the same as Deathblow. Oh, the boss is already in red. That's cool. Regular Naga's not down, though, so I should probably try and kill off the regular Naga. Also, I didn't use Void Mute this turn, which could actually be bad. Because that could mute me. Didn't mute me, that's fine. And Void Fire again. Now he gets to go again. Please miss me. Thank you. Yeah, that's what these agility buffs are for. This should probably kill the Naga. There we go. They do make very satisfying sounds when they go down. Ah! That was a terrible impression, but oh well. Let's try Deathblow on you now. Okay, that was pretty good. I don't think you're a full stack of Secunda, so let's just Secunda you. Reinforcements. Oh yeah, that does cost one of his actions, but the Naga gets another action immediately because he has 2 press turns. Okay, he's not done yet. Still not done. There he goes. Yeah, even though the one Naga is still alive, the fight is over when he goes down. That is a very overdramatic death animation for just a generic demon. But yes, also we now have one of the treasure demons from Persona 5. Yeah, that was the fight going smoothly. Or no, rather, to actually get the Monty Python reference correct, that was a successful Raja Naga fight. Here is an unsuccessful Raja Naga fight. Gale being weak to that could actually be problematic. Especially if they hit him twice like that, okay. I could go for Matera to get more damage and everything. Oh, the boss nulls Terra entirely, okay. Use what the enemy likes the least. Oh yes, just like we're using that on your weaknesses. Oh, here we go, yeah, they're going straight for Conviction. This does do heavy physical damage. Wow, that's actually more damage than I expected, okay. This could be really bad. Probably shouldn't have brought Gale to this, I just realized. The Elect weakness is going to be a liability because of that. I like how they just go, ah. Okay, yeah, that didn't end well. Just bursted me down that time. Please don't kill me. Ooh, that was a crit. That's really bad. Yeah, they get 3 flashing press turns out of that criticaling. Thank you for the miss completely, Cielo. Yeah, 3 press turn combo attacks, and no joke when they're in the enemy's hands, and the enemy gets 3 blinking press turns for critting with one. And yeah, there's Vanity. Random ailments on everyone. No mute thanks to the Void Mute, but unfortunately, Cielo still gets hit. I definitely need to cure that charm. I don't have any panaceas, really? Oh, he's gonna heal, isn't he? Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Vanity again. I also can't cure that. You know what they say, the more the merrier. This is just a Sonic reference dungeon, isn't it? Yeah, you see how this can easily get stalled out?
Status report. A deal.
God. What the hell is that?
A deal. What's happening? They broke through our defenses.
What could have happened to them?
I'm not sure, but I don't like it. This is my mess. You guys keep moving.
Roland!
Don't worry. I can handle them. I'm a clever one after all.
Roland! The embryon's color. It stands for victory. Remember that.
And so Roland has left the party to hold off the thing that, in terms of mythology, was specifically made to kill him? Good luck with that, Roland. This is very worrying. You might have noticed that I didn't bother to get him a new mantra. This may be why. Hi there, Karma Soldier. Yeah, now's probably not a good time to worry about your jobs. The world is basically, like, gonna end, so maybe don't join up with the person who just has a vested interest in letting it all die. There are still a couple of items for us to grab down here, though. Also, Roland's out of the party, so let's go ahead. Yeah, because by default, Gale is not actually put back in the party. I should probably put my Devour skills back on, too. Do my usual post-boss stuff. Power data. That'd be great if Roland was still here. I guess Gale's the next best physical attacker we have. Or I could have used that to recover Cielo's MP. Oh, well. Okay, they'll all have Devour skills. That's good, but you don't need Void Mute anymore. Gale does have 3 elements, though, which is kind of nice. And yeah, it is heavily implied that Adil just met a horrible end, but it was kind of obvious. Adil was very much, I wouldn't say he's a red shirt, but he's what you'd call a mauve shirt, according to TV tropes. A character who still gets a little bit of characterization, but does clearly exist only to die eventually. And the thing is, though, I really don't want to make light of this, but I just started playing Ys 8 recently, and, yeah, seeing, like, you know, hearing Roland get that report over the radio just made me imagine, status report, Adil squad struggling, Adil squad struggling. If anyone's played Ys 8, you'll know what I'm referring to. Roland not being here means we lose our access to sticking our hands in electrical sockets. And that's the main core of the power plant that we were meant to shut down as part of our plan. So Roland had better get back here alive or we're pretty screwed. That's the exit. But first we gotta head to the control room. I mean, hopefully we can disable things from here. Of course, Gale's the one working with the machines. It's always the stoic one who's good with computers.
That won't shut it down. A replica of God doesn't require man-made energy. How do we stop it?
Do you read me?
Roland?
Did you stop the transmission?
No, we can't.
Don't give up. There has to be a way.
Where are you, Roland?
We're coming.
Don't bother. This thing's a monster. I don't think there's a lot we can do. I have one trick up my sleeve. I'll overload the reactor and blow this place sky high. You need to get out of here.
You can't do that!
Fred, I'm sorry. It's all my fault that your dad died. I'm just a coward. I turned my back on him. He was my best friend. That saved my life. And then I just wasted it. The funny thing about karma, it goes round and round. And in the end, it comes back to bite you. It's just my turn this time. Right, Greg?
There's nothing we can do. Let go of me!
Look! Everyone! They're risking their lives for you! Listen to me. You have to come to your senses. Please, Sarah, come on.
Serve. It's you, isn't it? I'm sorry, Serve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Take me back to the EGG. I'll try. I'll try to talk to God.
You guys go. I'm gonna stay behind and help Roland.
I'm sorry, Argilla.
I want you to be brave. I'm sure Surf agrees.
What do you mean? Help Roland. You can't fight that thing.
Hey, don't you worry about me. I'll catch up. Okay?
Yes. Let's go.
Argilla has left too. But Sarah inherited Surf's power. And this was the spoiler I redacted in the opening movie, because it is legitimately kind of shocking if you don't see it coming. Sarah inherits all of Surf's stats and his mantra grid. However, when she levels up, you can't choose her stats. Her gains are fixed. But she has the same weaknesses as Surf, strong against ice, weak to fire. But her demon form this isn't just an invented gender-flipped name of Varuna. Varnani or Varuni is a Hindu goddess of wine, liquor, and the golden nectar, and is the consort of Varuna or Varna. She was birthed from the churning of Amrita. But we do still have full freedom to set her skills. Also, if we go into ammo, I believe she does have the same gun that Surf did, or at least a similar kind of gun. So I'm going to equip her with stronger ammo. And you're going to get the change ring. Yes, thankfully, Argilla and Roland do leave their rings behind when they leave the party. Yeah, wow, her magic is now pretty insane. Also, she has whatever mantra Surf was previously on. I think just like in Digital Devil Saga 1, though I could be wrong about this, it does master when Sarah joins, so maybe it's advantageous to have like one that has a long way to go equipped on Surf when he leaves. Yeah, let's put Sarah in. I think right now these skills are pretty much fine on her. What you really want is at least one ice skill on Sarah before you progress forward. Also, I hope you enjoyed the time we had with Gale as protagonist, because now, yeah, it only lasted one dungeon. It's Sarah now. It's still really cool, though, to have Sarah as not only a party member, but the protagonist now. So it's kind of been a long time coming. Everything's basically been building up to this. Oh wow, nice variant on the catchphrase there. Yeah, I don't think any of this is Sarah's fault. Sarah was just an innocent young girl in all this. We haven't quite found out what her true link is to the junkyard and why everything happened. But we will one day. And that day is actually fast approaching. So the only thing left to do is to escape. But first, we've got Sarah's obligatory tutorial fight. It's time for you to face the wrath of the Cyber Shaman. So it's two Afrits, and we can buffalo them. I think they kind of assume that you, I'm just gonna let Sarah totally take this. They kind of assume that you have at least one ice skill left on Surf by the time you left, because otherwise this would be really awkward. Didn't even make a sound there. Yeah, I believe her level does go to the average level of your party. Which is why having the mutual karma skill on Argilla would help there. So yeah, part of the reason why I put that on Argilla was because she was about to leave.
So, you like electricity, Indrajit? Well, I have something for you. How about you suck down the power of this whole damn city? Ah! There's a giant hole in the dome, but it's not like that matters anymore. Yeah, now it's Gale's turn to impart words of wisdom. It's kind of both him and Roland, but now Roland is gone. I mean, I'm sure some saw losing Roland coming, but the fact that we lose Argilla with him is, that's a little more unexpected. We never got to fight Indrajit / Meganada, but I get the feeling that if we did, it would be similar to the ultimate Chimera in Mother 3. There's just no way you could fight something that strong, and, well, we took down that whole power plant with it, so hopefully that ends its rampage. Just shut up. I wish there was an attack button so I could just punch this person. I mean, you're all going to die anyway, so, like, yeah. Ultimately, the whole trip to the power plant did do nothing, but from our perspective, it was worth a shot. We didn't know that the EGG would still have power, and at least Sarah awakened out of the deal. But yeah, now it is time that we put an end to this. For Roland, Argilla, and Surf. First, though, I do want to make the rounds to everywhere we can visit, just to see how the people have changed. Nothing major, though, unlocks between now and the next dungeon. Yeah, the power plant dome is gone, so yeah, you cannot revisit that dungeon at all, but there is no missable collectibles in there. Just flowers and the like. I thought that was a deal for a second, but no, it's just someone who looks kind of like him. Fred's right about what? Well, yeah, Adil's definitely dead too. You can tell because he still has hope for the future, unlike us. I do like Gale's attitude here, that it is okay for Sarah to be upset about what happened. Just as long as she doesn't stop moving forward. It's a nice compromise between, I don't want to bring up, like, Three Houses discourse, but it was the first thing that came to my head. Like, the Dimitri reaction to a certain moment and the Edelgard reaction. It's kind of a nice compromise between the two of them. And, like, I do think it's actually really amazing just how even with Cielo's accent, he still manages to not kill the mood in really heartfelt scenes like the end of the last dungeon. So now to check out how things are going in the urban area. Remember we heard that bell when we lost Roland and Argilla? What's going on with you, cat? Something's certainly up with that thing. It's definitely no ordinary feline. Again, Gale just has the best words of wisdom out there. If he was a D&D character, he'd have, like, both intelligence and wisdom maxed out. But to compensate, he probably dumped charisma. His charisma's probably, like, 0. Meanwhile, they're all idiots. Well, at least some of the Karma Society didn't know what their plans were, but still, it's not really much of an excuse. I'll pay you? Well, yeah, we'll accept any payment if it funds our mantras. It is really interesting that Cielo feels bad for them while Fred and Gale are a bit less sympathetic. I still have the Impulse Stone that I haven't used. Oh, okay, so that's another case of naming someone's baby. Wow, though, the fact that people are all like, yep, that baby's only gonna live for like half a day. You know what? No, you do you. You be old man yells at God. Meanwhile, we have more bad news for the Mad Mart lady. Okay. I wonder if that's the one with the game. It probably is. There's not really many other people it could be. Anyway, Sakura. Okay, we got... Oh, nice data. I'll take MP. And let's sell that rose. And 2 High-Arm Daisies. How much points we got now? 1,254 more points. Oh, right. You might notice that this shop is now selling light balls and core shields. We'll talk about that next time. Let's just say they're important for the next dungeon. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go buy mantras first. And yeah, that does count as mastering that mantra. Also, yes, the reason why I decided to focus on getting Earth skills on people besides Argilla is because we now have no more Argilla. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I would like to work on Mind Charge. It's not like super vital that I get the shop to the next level now. Because it's still going to be a lot before we max out the shop. Okay, you two are still on other things. And yes, we are down to only 3 party members. We have no possible variety in our party outside of the order we put these 3 in. At least Sarah is versatile, or she should be. Oh, yeah, it must be her. Yeah, if we say we'll play with you. Yeah, I do like how, again, like, there are 3 different variants of this dialogue. One for Surf, one for Gale, and one for Sarah. Yeah, that means more of them going through all this trauma. Ah, this guy is suffering from Tormod syndrome. Fred has definitely matured a lot, though. I mean, it's pretty amazing that he's seen all of this, and he's not, you know... And he's not losing hope. Well, that's interesting. The city that you're from, huh? Yeah, there's actually a little bit of backstory on CLO, a bit more in the novelization, but we are soon approaching a point where we will get a bit of backstory on CLO. It is locked behind optional NPC dialogues though, so I want to make sure that I go around and talk to everyone like this. I think it's after the next dungeon that you get the CLO backstory. It's not much, but it does explain a little bit. Huh. And I believe you still have access to the Karma Ring that's at the start of the underground cable. You won't for much longer though, so definitely pick it up now if you haven't already. Also, we are going to lose access to the CLO shoot 'em up game quite soon, so definitely play that if you haven't already either. See, that's actually really nice. See, one of the things that I like about DDS2's story is it really feels like you are fighting against the end of the world, and unlike in a lot of other SMT games where the world is already ended, it really feels like you have something to fight for. The world is not over yet, and there is still hope that we might be able to save it. I do like the ongoing subplot that guy has. Ah, yeah, this. You might want to memorize this. There will literally be a quiz later. If I can actually get it to show up. Stupid encounters. Oh yes, yes, turning everyone into cannibal demons and trying to usurp the power of God to have that power for yourselves. That's totally for the benefit of society. Where is Angel though? Where did she go after the power plant exploded? Well, I guess that explains why there's still random encounters in that tower. But on that note, I'll leave you, and next time we're gonna head to Laboratory Dome. And I love the map description of this place, wow. We're gonna be revisiting an earlier dungeon, but don't worry. It is very, very, very different to the first time we went through. See you all then.